Hi YouTube, this video is just going to be a quick explanation of my experience at MEPS, or the Military Entrance Processing Station. Before I went to MEPS, I know that I looked online and tried to find as many resources as I could to help me understand what I was going to expect while at MEPS. I didn't find a ton of resources, so now that I'm completed with the process, I figured I would make a video just explaining what the process looks like, so anyone who was in my place before and had questions and wanted to see what it was like in order to know what to anticipate, hopefully this video will be able to help you out. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below, and also click the subscribe button up above because I will be posting additional videos on other parts of the military entrance process and what to expect. So without further ado, I'll start off with the night before. At MEPS, you will most likely have to stay at a hotel. The reason why they do this, A, is because most people come from pretty far away. I went to the Chicago MEPS, which actually was really close to my house, but most people come from surrounding states because there's only one MEPS per area or per region. So we were in Illinois, but we had people coming from Iowa, Wisconsin, Indiana, just all the surrounding states, and usually from pretty far away. So everybody stays in the same hotel. You will most likely have a roommate. It's kind of an awkward process if you're not used to being around people that you don't know. Most likely you will have a roommate, and you will get dinner provided to you if you come in early enough for that. Usually the latest you can be there is 9 o'clock at night. And you'll get a briefing just explaining the security process. You can't have any visitors, you can't leave the hotel, you're just basically on lockdown, and there's a good reason for that. They don't want you to get into trouble or do anything bad before you go to MEPS. Some people are going to be shipping out for basic training the following day. Other people are just there for the initial step in the process. So just get to know everyone that you're with. I think there were 50 males and 6 females in my MEPS group, so it's a really big group, and you'll spend a lot of time together the following day, so start to get to know these people because it'll make the process just a lot easier. The next morning you will get a wake-up phone call at 4 in the morning, and it's early, so make sure you get a good night's sleep. I was so nervous the night before and barely slept, and I regretted it the next day because I was just exhausted and kind of dragging through the process. So if you can go to bed early, go to bed early. The next morning, like I said, 4 a.m. wake-up call. You will have to proceed down to breakfast with your roommate, so make sure you're kind of on the same schedule and nobody leaves early because there's going to be someone like a liaison that's downstairs by the breakfast area. She's going to ask, or he's going to ask, where your roommate is, so make sure you go down together. You'll eat breakfast, just the generic eggs, bacon, toast, the generic breakfast fare. And your bus will usually leave around 5 a.m. or maybe 6 a.m. It just depends on what your MEPS site does. So you'll get on the bus, you'll take all your luggage with you, you won't leave anything at the hotel. I actually drove to the hotel. I met my recruiter at the hotel the night before, so I was able to just throw my bags in my car, but most people drive with their recruiter or drive on a bus with their recruiter to the hotel. So you'll just take your bags with you. There are lockers. Make sure you bring a quarter for the lockers. You'll get the quarter back. It secures your belongings in the locker. So you'll want to throw all your bags. Make sure you don't bring a ton of stuff because it might not fit in the locker, and then you'll have to just worry about it all day because it'll just be sitting in your liaison's office, or it'll just be sitting around, and I wouldn't want that burden of having to worry about it. But once you get to your MEPS site, usually 10 to 15 minute bus ride from the hotel, once you get to your MEPS site, you will begin the processing. So you'll go through a metal detector. Please make sure you don't bring any guns, knives, mace, anything that could be considered contraband, because you will get kicked out. There is no one in our group that brought anything, but I can just imagine some idiot bringing a gun or a knife or whatever. You can bring a razor, like if you shaved your legs the night before or whatever. You can bring a razor, that's fine. Just nothing that could be considered contraband. So just leave it at home, don't worry about it. Once you go through the metal detector, you will begin your briefings. You'll just get kind of acclimated with the orientation of your MEPS site, what it looks like, what the process is going to be for the day, just a quick overview of what you can expect and how long it should take. Be respectful because these people spend a lot of time having to process so many applicants, and they don't need someone who slows down the process by being rude or being loud or obnoxious or talking or anything like that. So just be respectful, be quiet, and just go on with it. Just don't stand out, because that's just going to make the process a lot longer. Once you have your briefing, you will start the medical process, or you will go into taking the ASVAB. I already took my ASVAB, which it stands for Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. So that's the test that determines what jobs you qualify for, if you're able to join the military. So I took mine a few weeks before, but if you have not already taken it, you'll either take it the night before you go to MEPS or that morning. And that takes about 3 or 4 hours, so be prepared for that. But I'd already taken it, so I went straight to the medical. Most people had already taken it, so they went straight to the medical processing. It's a long process. The medical processing, and actually the entire MEPS experience, the motto is hurry up and wait. So you're going to be doing a lot of line waiting. You're going to be doing a lot of just sitting around and then getting shuffled from line to line and going through different steps of the process. Be respectful, be patient, because it's the same process for everyone. No one's going to get special treatment. So just be patient, and it'll go a lot faster. Make friends with the people that you're in line with, because it will make the process a lot more fun. Everyone has a different reason for joining the military. Everyone has different reasons for wanting to serve this country. So talk to them and see what their experiences have been, why they're deciding to choose whatever MOS or job that they're choosing. Just get to know these people, because there's a chance you could be battle buddies in basic training, or there's a chance that you could learn something really important from someone else. So some of the tests that you have to take are a hearing test, which in the hearing test what you do is you have these headphones on and you're in this kind of like isolated little room, and you'll hear these beeps, and they'll start off kind of loud and then like get fainter and fainter and quieter and quieter and quieter, and you have to press a button every time that you hear a beep. And it can be really tough. It was actually really tough for me. And there were people that did not pass that portion, so their day ended once they didn't pass that portion. Other tests you have to take are an eyesight test. If you have glasses or contacts, you'll have to take them off, and you usually have to get an additional test as well. A color blindness test. If you're a woman, you have to take a pregnancy test, an HIV test, breathalyzer, what else?